Hey guys, Cadence here, back again with another unboxing video for you. It's been a while since I've had a good collection come in and done a video on it, but I think this one will be worth the wait. This collection was brought to me at the store a few weeks ago. I was working at the Fairview location and a gentleman called and said, "Hey, do you buy trains?" And I said, "Absolutely." So there are some cool things in here. There are some really high-end things in here, and this is some cool stuff, some very Nashville related things. So without further ado, we're going to get to it, see what exactly we have in these couple boxes here. We're going to save the best for last though, and up first we're going to just go through some, more standard kind of HO stuff, but there's nothing wrong with that. This, I believe, is going to be an L&N caboose in here, Proto 2000 rather, excuse me, and that's exactly what's in there. Really nice looking piece of rolling stock right there. Now I do really need an an O scale collection to come my way soon. Everything I've bought recently has been HO. There's a number of other HO unboxings on the way too, but they've been really good collections recently, so I'm definitely happy with that. Looks like we just got some paperwork here. We'll get that out of the way. Now here is something else, super area specific, an NC and STL wood passenger caboose kit by American Model Builders right there. I believe that is going to be brand new, and I think there's even maybe some other pieces in here. I don't think those truck packs are actually part of the kit, so we'll go through that later and make sure you're getting exactly what is promised there. Looks like a DVD there, some sort of, Pentrex thing or something like that. And here's a really cool one. We've gotten these in 2-rail O scale before, but I have not had the HO one yet. Actually, I think I might have had just the engine come through once, but it was missing the tender. And the tender is probably the most unique thing about this engine. This is a nice AHM 080, and if you see, the tender has a driven set of trucks there, which is pretty unique. I think the other one that we had was a Bessemer in Lake Erie, which I'm not seeing if that was actually an option in this road name. It's cool, actually. There's an MB Klein sticker on there. That was a store up in Baltimore. I don't know if they still are open, unfortunately, but that was obviously one of the big stores for that area. Getting into some Athearn Blue Box stuff here. We love Athearn Blue Box. I think this one's actually, this is part of the Grand Canyon Railway. I'm assuming this is a car that you could get, at the gift shop or something, and I think it's a Bev Bell custom. No, it's not. I think this is Athearn produced, but it's still cool to have something, fairly unique like that. I love when tourist railroads have, the train you can, you just rode on, you can actually buy it in the store. I did the Napa Valley wine train years ago, and they had a similar thing that held the whole Athearn set there. Neat little cotton belt box car there. See a few roundhouse boxes here. Some caboose kit going on there. Looks like it, someone's tried to do a custom paint job on that. That's going to be fairly inexpensive. Let's see what's in here. Some of these I haven't actually unwrapped yet. Oh, very cool. Tennessee Central covered hopper. I'm going to keep this out of the wrapping so it's easier to see in the box. But I think, I described to the guy that sold me this, Tennessee Central might be like the ultimate railroad to get models of for, being a Central Tennessee based store. L&N is probably the other main one you would think of. But Tennessee Central is just so unique to this area. Nice Central of Georgia wood-sided boxcar there. We got one more little blue box down here. Another wrapped item. Not sure what we're going to have in here. And it is a little 50-foot boxcar. We'll wrap up this first box here with, I think, some out-of-box items in here. And up first, I believe this is going to be an undecorated 462 Pacific here. I don't know if that's the right tender for it, to be honest, though. I don't think that... Did Pacifics ever have these, 6-axle, cylindrical tenders? I'm not sure. This also, as far as I can tell, is, undecorated. But I believe it's the Rivarossi model. It looks really nice. You guys are going to have to let me know, though, in the comments. Is that the right tender for that engine, though? Because I don't think it is. Nice NC and STL boxcar there. We've had a number of those come through. But again, that's just such a Nashville-related railroad. It's hard to go wrong with that. And look at this. Tennessee Central flatbed right there. Awesome. Love getting the Nashville-related railroads in here. And here's actually a cool one, too. This is not the first one of these I've had, but this is an Athearn Southern GP50, number 4610. The cool thing with this is that I believe this was kind of the first Norfolk Southern Heritage unit, if you will. Like, that came out way before the official 20 did. I think that this was repainted, or either it was repainted or it was kept in the Southern paint scheme well into the merger. I don't know the exact history on that, but I think that was sort of what happened with that engine. And it's pretty cool. I remember also, sort of around the same time those first 20 Heritage units rolled out, they did 3170, the SD40-2, they did the Erie Lackawanna 1700. Those were super cool in my opinion. Probably my favorite Heritage units ever made. And here's the second box. This one's got some more cool stuff in it, and then we'll get to kind of the main awesome items of this collection. Just some paperwork here. There are some really cool books here, though. I did look at these earlier. First of all, this covers my absolute just favorite, region of railroading. Lots of awesome stuff about, just the coal industry. And there actually, I think I saw maybe a postcard or something just fly by as we were flipping through these pages. Let's see, is that anything? No, I don't think so. But I love books like that. It really inspires me for, layout work and things like that. It definitely, inspires me for hopefully the layout that I'll start building here soon. Here's a Tennessee sort of version of that book. Again, I love just anything coal industry related with railroading. I think it's just, for whatever reason, it fascinates me. And this, again, ultimate railroad for the area, Tennessee Central. I believe they sell these books down at the museum, but it's cool to have one. Probably going to flip through that before it goes on the shelves. Here's a Railway Express Agency track cleaning car. It's a nice and heavy one, too. Sometimes those track cleaning cars are just too light, and they don't really do their job that well. Tennessee Central little 2-bay hopper there. It's a branch line trains kit, but I'm assuming it's built. I think most of the kits that were in this collection were built. Columbus and Greenville. Nice obscure road name. Really sharp kind of mint green color on there. I believe in here we're going to have a doodle bug, and I've gotten quite a few of these Spectrum doodle bugs before, but usually they're in the Union Pacific paint. This one's an undecorated version. Weirdly enough, I don't always have luck with those running. I don't know if that's just a coincidence or if there's something about those that just isn't made the best, but I don't think I've got one that runs perfectly yet. And weirdly enough, we just mentioned this, the two-rail AHM 080 here, and look, this is the exact same one that I've had before, the Indiana Harbor-built version. Look at the trucks. I mean, this is just one of the most unique, steam engine models ever. It's funny, I think I've told this story on here before, but I actually had this kit growing up. My friend and I bought it at a flea market, and we had never built a kit before. So we tried to put it together with like hot glue. It was just a total mess. And obviously it never lives to run, unfortunately. A few undecorated cabooses there. Those are primed to be, nice customizations. I'm assuming that was probably ultimately what that was going to be, was some kind of custom. I think this is another Columbus and Greenville. Yeah, it's another one of those mint Columbus and Greenville boxcars. So we'll just leave that in there since we've already seen one. Let's see, Cotton Belt boxcar maybe in here. Very, very cool. AccuRail's a great brand too. Those are some really, well-priced kits for what they are. And another Columbus and Greenville one, but that one is a little bit darker than the ones that we've just looked at. And then down here, just a few little parts and manuals and stuff. But I think it's time for us to get to really, by far, the coolest part of this collection. All right, so I rarely ever buy brass inventory. I just don't, see it come up a lot on the market, and I can rarely get it at a price where I can keep it affordable in my stores. But this collection had a few really amazing brass engines, and the price was definitely right for these. So I went ahead and picked them up, even though it's a bit of a new territory for me. But this is a stunning Southern Pacific GS8 here. And I mean, just the detail on this brass stuff, I think is really what makes it such a loved, and such a collectible part of the hobby. But this is a gorgeous, gorgeous model here. Now, I want to hear your guys' opinions, because the thing with brass is that sometimes it's left unpainted, like is the case here, or it's painted and, looks a little more like the traditional plastic models. Now, what do you prefer? Do you like when brass engines are left in their, brass metal color like this, or do you prefer when they're painted? Let me know. But that's the first of a few brass engines here. Now here is, I believe this one is painted. Now this is going to be a B&O Pacific here. And yeah, this one is, I think, the only brass engine in this collection that is painted. And it's just absolutely stunning. I mean, one thing I think is great about these brass models is just the weight. You really feel you know, the quality here. This is a very heavy tender for HO scale. You can see it's even got that separately applied B&O crest there. That is so, so nice. Go ahead and get this locomotive out here. Just some really amazing detail on this all the way around. I love those green marker lights at the front. I love that maroon red in general. That's just a absolutely amazing looking locomotive. And this is made by KBY Imports. Here's a Sunset Models locomotive. This is probably the brass company that I'm most familiar with. I had a friend in high school that collected this stuff. And this is going to be a USRA 282 Mikado, I believe. And once again, I mean, you can just see the detail on this is unbelievable. There's even, you know, a rope line running from the bell back to the cab. You really don't see that much ever on HO steam engines. And overall, these are some of probably the best looking HO engines I've ever had in my hands. I'm really excited to have them in the store too. I mean, this is new, fairly new territory. I've had some brass stuff before, but it's all been, for the most part, diesels. I've had a handful of brass steam engines come through, but I think they've been, as a gentleman at a train show described, to be sort of the more budget brass stuff. I'll probably try to find a photo of those to put on the community board or something, but this is definitely, you know, the first time in a while that I've dabbled with the brass stuff. I'm happy to have it. Let me know in the comments, are you guys brass collectors? Do you want me to try to get more of this stuff? Because, you know, before now, it wasn't really something I ever sought out buying. You know, it doesn't show up a whole lot for me, but let me know. That's another really cool one. We have got one more brass locomotive here. I love the box on this one, first of all. Definitely my favorite box of the four of these. Another USRA. It's going to be a 462 in here. And wow, just another completely stunning locomotive. Let's just take this one out again. Just amazing. I mean, I think for me, I like when they're left unpainted. Something about the brass coloring is just really striking. So let me know, what do you guys think? Should I look for more brass? Do you want to see more brass kind of unboxings on the channel? Is this something you collect, or is it not really your thing? And we've got one more engine to wrap up this collection, and it's going to be a little bit back in more familiar territory, just in terms of being a more sort of standard HO model, but it's made by Broadway Limited, and it is going to be an unbelievable looking L&N locomotive. And I think one of the cool things about this is I believe that every now and then TBRM down in Chattanooga will redress their 4501 to basically look like, you know, it's sort of this engine for the L&N. But this might be my favorite piece in the collection personally. Just an absolutely gorgeous model here too. Of course, being Broadway Limited, we're going to expect quality. We're going to get DCC and sound with this. And everything about it looks amazing. So what do you guys prefer? The brass engines or the traditional plastic models? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. And I hope to see you at the stores very soon. These will be hitting my shelves very, very shortly. But in the meantime, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.